Coronado students. I hope you're having a fantastic morning. I'm Jessie Crum.
And I'm Gia York. Coronado is home to many classes, some useful and some less useful.
One useful class is the personal finance class, taught by Mr. Grabowski, and soon Miss Brandt. This week we decided to check out what they have to offer.
Personal finance is really important because it sets you up, it puts you in, gives you practical skills. And you're going through what's it like when I'm in my 20s and I'm living on my own. What are the things that I need to expect? What are my financial obligations? Things that that might pop up that I'm not thinking of now. And it kind of gets you to visualize where you want to be and what things you need to do to get there. Personal finance covers things such as, when you're independently living, what are all the costs involved? Insurance, paying the rent, buying a car, maybe taking out a loan for a car, and what are the best ways to do that, and making a budget, sticking to that budget, and most importantly, savings and investing. So the students really enjoy the simulations, I find, and rather than us just going through a textbook, we use a computer application called Virtual Business.
My short description of the class is, like I said, #adulting. So we will teach you how to handle those aspects of your life. We go over how to handle credit cards. As you look into making your first car purchase, we talk about loans and the benefits and costs of taking out a loan for buying a car. We talk to you a lot about budgeting, how to budget your money so that you're in control of your funds rather than them being in control of you. The district is talking about making personal finance a requirement. I think personally it should be. If you Google the top 10 things I wished I would have learned in high school, personal finance is always on that top 10 list.
Gets you thinking about planning for your future.
Personal finance sure does look practical. You can find Miss Brandt in room 4 and Mr. Grabowski in room 12.
Make sure to head over there if you're interested in learning about adulting. We love you, Miss Brandt. Now let's send it over to Derek with weather.
Thanks, Jessie. This week we're going to be seeing highs in the 50s to 40 ranges with lows around the 20s. There's going to be a bit of sun around today and tomorrow with clouds rolling in Friday, making room for a chance of snow on Saturday. The clouds are going to stick with us into the next week though, with a bit of sun peeking through in between. This is Derek Hernandez with the weather. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Derek. And now here's Sam with sports.
What's up, Coronado? Let's get some athletic action going. First of all, boys basketball lost to Palmer 52-68. Girls basketball beat Palmer 47-40. Swimming in the CSML 5A championship placed in 4th. And hockey lost to Crested Butte 2-6. This week, Cougar TV strapped on ice skates and slipped our way onto the rink to see how the Coronado ice hockey team is faring.
The season so far has gone pretty well. We've played well against teams we've needed to, and around our area and the teams above us we've put up a good challenge too. And with 2 games left, we're hoping to make the playoffs. We've put up a pretty good challenge, and hopefully you'll see us in the first round.
So basically, I've been trying to keep things consistent with my season. Ever since the first game, I was trying to, do everything I can for my team. I tried getting points. I tried doing everything that I can for not only me, but for the team, because the team's always first. So there's a couple games where I didn't have the best of games, but it's part of the season. It's part of the grind. So I'd say it's been a pretty good season so far. I'd say the toughest challenge for our team this year is trying to stay as a team. throughout the year we've been pretty consistent with how we play together and us trusting each other on the ice and off the ice. But there's been a couple games where it really showed our weaknesses in our team, whether it's from selfish play or anything along those lines. And we're all guilty of it, and we all know we need to work on it. So I'd say the biggest challenge was just trying to stay as a team, whether it's good or bad. I'm very excited for next season. I see a lot of future in our team. We're a very young team right now. We have a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores, so we're kind of in a rebuild at the moment, and I'm very excited for seasons to come. Right now we're doing okay, and I can't even imagine how good we're going to do next year with a building team. I feel that we may even make playoffs this year, and next year I'm feeling even more confident about making playoffs. With me being a senior and a couple other players that are going to be seniors, I think we'll be able to lead the team and take them to playoffs. And I feel if we have some confidence going into next year that we'll be soaring.
They sure aren't messing around. Now back to Gia and Jesse.
Now from on the rocks to rock and roll. Let's take a look at this week's segment of Cougars in the Crowd, featuring Ryan Binkley shredding his guitar.
I got interested in music probably around the 2nd grade when I was in the car one day. I was 7 or 8 years old, and my dad handed me my first record that I ever owned, which was Metallica's Ride the Lightning. And I put it in my little boombox in my room when I got home, and I pressed play, and my entire life changed. The band started about a year ago in January 2016. For a while, I think it was 2015, an alumnus who was here before, his name was Alex Sayaman. He used to play bass here a lot. He was in a death metal band called Desolation, and they fired their guitar player, and he wanted to know if I was interested in joining their band. So I was like, totally. So I was with a death metal band called Desolation for about a year and a half. And then after a while, the band didn't really go anywhere. So in December of 2015, I decided that I was going to start my own band. And that was around January of 2016 when I started Helio Sheath. We've performed all over. We've performed here on this stage once before, actually twice before. We've performed at the Zodiac Bar downtown. We performed at Jive's Coffee Lounge a couple times. That's about it right now. There's a couple of places that we're planning on playing. We got a gig hook up at a place called the Playing Field on Academy. Soon we've got to hook up with the Black Sheep. So as soon as we feel confident and ready enough, we've got to hook up where we can start playing gigs with the Black Sheep. Being on stage is just a fantastic experience. I was heavily involved in theater for a really long time. Ever since I was in preschool, I was heavily involved in theater. Being on stage is just a way to express yourself, put your heart on your sleeve, and really be open and honest in a way where most of the time it's not easy to do that. So it's a long shot for anybody to make it in the music field right now, especially with the way the industry is right now. So as an individual artist, I think it's important to just do it because you love it. Don't try and make a career out of it. Absolutely, that's something you want to pursue, but you got to do it because you love it, not because it's something that you want to try and make a living off of. And if people like what you're putting out there and they can resonate with it, then you'll make it.
Don't fret, you can follow Ryan on Facebook where he posts his upcoming shows on facebook.com/HelioSheath.
Or they often perform at the Cougar Coffee House nights as well, the next one being on February 16th.
That's all we have for you today on Cougar TV. I'm Jesse Crum.
And I'm Gia York. See you guys next week, and stay classy, Coronado.